They have all new leadership, and they're fighting like cats and dogs for who's going to control, because we've created a real mess for them. But I also took a little break. I gave them a break. And remember this, I want to make the best deal. I could make a deal right now. Do you know that if I left right now, we had a tremendous success? It would take them 20 years to rebuild, but I don't want to do that. I want to have it everlasting.
President Trump indicating he is not rushing negotiations, as he told reporters yesterday that he's seeking an everlasting deal with the regime. This comes as the president told me over the weekend that the U.S. is dominating Iran. Now, a third U.S. aircraft carrier arriving in the Middle East to help enforce a blockade on the Strait of Hormuz, as the U.S. maintains control of the waterway. The president warning against any movement in the Strait just days after a ceasefire extension, writing on Truth Social, quote, "I've ordered the U.S. Navy to shoot and kill any boat that is putting mines in the water of the Strait. There is to be no hesitation." Joining me now is Montana Congressman Troy Downing. Congressman, good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. What are your expectations on this war?
Well, first of all, let's just back up a little bit. You know, Maria, as you know, I've gone to war for this country, and we don't take those types of actions lightly, but you have to weigh that with the very real possibility of having a Islamist terrorist regime, the world's largest sponsor of terror on the planet, having a nuclear weapon. And so I just want to make sure that everybody understands what's at stake here. And that's not just in the Middle East. That's not just our allies. They can harm American interests. So I want to throw that out there. And I understand fully that a lot of Americans are concerned about the rising costs of gas and some of the things that have caused because of this, I'll say, stalemate in the Strait of Hormuz. But also, I want to point out that even with that going on, the price at the pump isn't as bad as it was in the previous administration, and this will recover. I mean, the unfortunate part is prices rise quickly, they come down slowly, but this is a short-term issue for what we really need in long-term security. So what my expectation is with the incredible amount of money that this is costing Iran right now, I think it's about $450 million a day to stay in this, with the 31 vessels that the president has set into that area. This is going to come to a head quickly because they can't survive. Not really sure who's running that country right now. I think it's whoever has the guns is in charge, but they're going to understand that they can't have this prolonged, and my expectation is that we see this come to a head, and my hope is that we see this come to a head very quickly.
Yeah, and Congressman, thank you for your service to this great nation. We know how you have actually served with great honor, so thank you for that. I want to get your take on the cost of all of this, because you all are working to build support for a floor vote next week on the Senate budget blueprint to fund immigration enforcement and customs and border protection. But you've also got other priorities like money for this war. House Majority Leader Steve Scalise met with Budget Chairman Jody Arrington and top Republicans yesterday to ease concerns over the idea that some want to expand this bill and they don't want it to be so skinny. Several lawmakers have broken news on the program telling us the Speaker's intention is to do a third bill before the midterms, Congressman. So what are your expectations for this reconciliation bill in terms of getting it across the finish line next week with a vote on just funding CBP and ICE, and in terms of the other priorities like money for defense, like perhaps the Save America Act, and what else would go into a third reconciliation?
Right. Well, first of all, and leadership is aware of this, the administration is aware of this, we need to get a bill to the floor that can pass. We need to get something that we can get passed in the House, something we can get passed in the Senate and get to the president's desk. But first of all, I just want to say, and I've said this to you before, Maria, is I'm incredibly frustrated that we've gotten to this point. I was actually very hopeful and excited when we got our 12 appropriations bills through that, you know, we had bipartisan support. It looked like this was all going to happen, and everything blew up. And I understand, because I share these concerns when the decision was made that we had to separate CBP and ICE from the DHS funding, and a lot of folks were concerned that that would get lost in the shuffle, and making sure that this came through a reconciliation bill. Here's my biggest concern, Maria, is time is of the essence. We need to get DHS funding, and we've got a very short runway. And the more stuff we tack onto that, the harder it gets. And I also understand how hard it would be with the short amount of time we have in this Congress to actually get a third reconciliation bill through. What I'm expecting is to see a skinny bill get through and for them to try for this reconciliation 3.0. But I'm going to tell you, I'm going to work as hard as I can with my colleagues to get something through and something through quickly. And I, for one, I'm willing to just camp out here until we get it done, because it's incredibly important that we get that DHS funding before, the last shoe falls and we have nothing out there, and that we continue to support the good work that CBP and ICE are doing for us, because all you have to do is look back a couple of years in the previous administration to see how devastating it is to not have them.
Yeah, no, I understand that, but what's the pushback from your colleagues about putting more in this? I mean, I know you need the support. You got to get this over the finish line. But yesterday, Chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee, your colleague Jason Smith was here, and he's all in on getting as much as you can while you have this reconciliation opportunity right now. Here's what he said. Watch this. I know that Mike Johnson, the Speaker's intention is to have perhaps another reconciliation plan for your other priorities. That would be a third reconciliation plan after, obviously, last year's big, beautiful bill. What would go in that plan?
I don't think that there could ever be a third one. So I think that this is our opportunity to do everything that we need to do in it. Go after waste, fraud, and abuse within this reconciliation. Make sure that you're funding our troops. Make sure you're securing our border. If we're doing it, let's do it right, and only the one time we need to do it. Because think about it. We have just 8.5 months left of this session. 8.5 months. In 2 months, we're not even up here because of the election.
So you would argue that maybe in this reconciliation package that you've got to get on the president's desk by June, you can fund ICE and Border Patrol, perhaps put defense money in, and maybe make the Save America Act a budgetary item? Or is that too much to hope for?
I think that you can be creative and make sure the Save America Act is a budgetary item, and I think that that should definitely be within this reconciliation bill. Where there's a will, there is a way, Maria, and we have to stick together.
Congressman, what about that? Do you see support for all of that?
Well, I'll tell you, Chairman Smith is a smart guy, and obviously, he's in the thick of that. And I agree with his sentiments of trying to get this through. What my concern is when we start putting those other things, if we have the time to do it, because we can't allow DHS to go unfunded. I'm worried about timing, and like I said, as many of my colleagues are willing to actually get through that process of get the instructions back from the committees to get this in, I'm all on board, and I hope we can. But at the end of the day, we need to get something through quickly.
Congressman, real quick before you go, you are really at the center of a lot of debates over crypto regulation, AI, data privacy, and housing affordability there in the Financial Services Committee. And I just wanted to get your take on this memo that Michael Kratsios dropped yesterday, that the U.S. has evidence that foreign entities, primarily in China, are running industrial-scale distillation campaigns to steal American AI. We're doing AI Week this week. Have you gotten into privacy around AI and what China is doing?
There are, well, I'll just put it really, really bluntly, this is our modern day arms race. And we need to make sure that we're leading this. We need to take that very seriously. We need to make sure that we can power this. We need to make sure that we can generate this. We need to make sure that we're innovating, because whoever comes in second place is the loser in this. And we take that very seriously to make sure that we are handling that.
All right, Congressman, thank you. Good to see you. Troy Downing. We'll be right back with my